What is up, everybody? It's Kobes here, and today I will be ranking every single leaked item from worst to best. I know I am a day late, but if you guys can't tell, I am sick right now, but I still wanted to record this video since there are so many new leaked skins. We are currently sitting at 13 different leaked skins as of right now. We'll see if they all come to the item shop within 2 weeks. I honestly highly doubt it, but we'll have to wait and see. So we're going to start out by ranking the skins from worst to best. And at my number 13 spot, I truly have to say, guys, the Sure Shot is surely horrible. Should I keep that in the video? Wow. I'm a child, that is horrible. But in all reality, there shouldn't be certain girl skins transformed into guy skins. Just like the power cord, we have the male version, the Riot. That is an ugly skin. It shouldn't exist. It should be burned at the stake. I truly don't think the Sure Shot should exist as a skin. I don't need Bullseye's color scheme on a guy's skin. I don't need it. I don't want to see it. I didn't want to see it. But of course, Epic Games creates it because you know what? Why not? At my number 12 spot, I had to give it to the Toxic Tagger. I just think this one is boring and unoriginal. We've seen the hoodie design way too many times. And we've also seen way too many characters who are spray paint vandals. We don't need this in our game. I feel like the reason I put it so low, I think the skin is just going to be boring. We've seen so many different characters with masks on, and truly I don't care for them because you can't see that design in game. The spray paint bottles I really don't care for, and I don't see why they keep coming out. And this one also has a very boring color scheme. Overall, I'm just not excited for it. At my number 11 spot, I had to give it to the Sizzle Sergeant, and we already have the male version of this skin. I honestly think this one doesn't look nearly as good as the male version. The female version just doesn't fit this design like I wanted it to. There's so many skins in this game that need a female or male counterpart, but this one is definitely not it. This would be at the very, very bottom of my list of skins I want a male or female version of that we don't have quite yet. I just don't think this one looks nearly as good as the male version. That's it. At my number 10 spot, I had to give it to the Swamp Stalker, and I would say anything with a similar color scheme to this is very hard to pull off inside of Fortnite. Anything with the camo color just has never looked good to me. Not one skin comes to mind that looks really good with a camo color, and this definitely isn't the exception. So tell me what you guys think about this skin. I could completely understand if you like this color scheme. It's just not for me. At my number 9 spot, I had to give it to the Limelight, and this reminds me of LimeWire, and I want to go download some free music. But Limelight, I think the main problem with this one is it's just not better than the rest. Very simple skin we have here. The hair is absolutely humongous. I want to see how this looks in game because I think you won't even be able to see over this humongous hair. Overall, I do like the lime color scheme, and I am sort of excited to see this one in game because I think it could be a lot better than I'm thinking right now. At my number 8 spot, I had to give it to the Hot Wire. I am pretty excited for this one. I think it is going to be better than it looks from the front, which is always a plus in my eyes. Because I don't really care if a skin looks good from the front, as long as it looks good from the back, that's all that matters with me. I think the yellow flames coming from the top of his head could be very cool. We'll have to wait and see what it looks like from the back. At my number 7 spot, I had to give it to Starly, and I know you guys are gonna say this is your favorite. I believe this is the fan favorite from this leak, and it's gonna be a skin a lot of people use from now on. But for me, there's something a little bit off about her. I don't know exactly what it is. It sort of reminds me of the Bright Bomber, but a little less colorful. I think this skin has a lot of potential of reminding me of Zoe. I think it's just going to be a decent skin, but the very vibrant color scheme it has is going to throw me off. At my number 6 spot, I had to give it to Moxie, which is one letter off Boxy, which is one letter off Boxer, and I think that's what she's doing. So I don't know if this skin is a boxer skin necessarily, but I would say both the color schemes work out pretty nicely. I mean, red and blue, they're sort of hard to mess up. I like them both. I think she has a very interesting look to her, and she has a pretty nice hairstyle. So overall, it's going to be a pretty good skin. At my number 5 spot, I had to give it to the Street Striker. I absolutely love the purple color scheme on the vest and the gold hoodie as well. This is something a little bit different that the Toxic Tagger we talked about earlier doesn't have. I think this guy looks cooler. I think his color scheme is way more unique and a lot better at the same time. I love everything about this skin, and I think it's going to be a very good male skin. At my number 4 spot, I had to give it to Payback. This one just has a bunch of details that I like. I like the hairstyle. I like the color scheme all around. I think it's very unique. I just gotta say, the red, the purple, and the white, those are the 3 main colors on this skin. It seems like they wouldn't go nicely together, but here, I think they just work out perfectly. Every color is where it needs to be, and I'm very excited for this skin. At my number 3 spot, I gave it to the PJ Pepperoni. I think this one is definitely going to be an upgraded version of the onesie. The color scheme here is just so much better. It beats it by a mile, 3 miles, 10 miles. 10 kilometers even. At my number 2 spot, I had to give it to Slumber. And I know what you guys are gonna say. This skin is honestly the worst skin in the world. It is shit. It is horrible. I know. Yeah, I can agree with that. But I do really like it, and I am excited for it. Meme skins for me are either horrible or they're amazing. The Peely, absolutely amazing. The Moisty Merman, absolutely horrible, even though it did get some new edit styles, which I think is cool. But for the Slumber, I am very excited for it. It's such a random skin. It's so unique as well. I'm very excited for this one, guys. At my number 1 spot, I had to give it to the Visitor Volta. I really have to applaud Epic Games for this one. I think the Visitor, they know it, is a horrible skin. I think they know they messed up for this challenge skin, and they wanted to redo it, and I do give them props for that. Maybe it's they just ran out of ideas. Maybe they just didn't have any other skins that they thought of, so they just made a reskin, but I don't think that's the case. I'm having a more optimistic view on this one. I think they know they messed up, so they had to get it right. And I think they got it right here. I think the color scheme fits him so much better here. I love all the small details as well. I think this is just going to be a badass skin, and I'm super excited for it. It's one of those skins that I might not use all that much, but I do give Epic Games a ton of props for at least remaking a horrible skin and making it so much better. Now it's time to go over the pickaxes. At my number 7 spot, I had to give it to the Mega Volt. I think this one is just going to be too bulky. The color scheme is just plain and boring at the same time. I don't like this one, and I know that for a fact. I don't need to wait for it to be in game. I honestly think the rest of the pickaxes are great. At my number 6 spot though, the Clobber Axe is just where it has to be. It's just not better than the other ones. We already have one that's very similar to this. It's a reskin. I do like the color scheme on this one though. Maybe not more than the other one, but it's pretty good. At my number 5 spot, I had to give it to the Sour Strikers. These really remind me of the Battle Pass pickaxes we've gotten, so I really can't give it a higher spot than that. I don't think they're unique dual axes, but they're dual axes, so they're definitely dope. At my number 4 spot, I had to give it to Pepperoni. Get it? Pepperoni? Pepperoni? Oh, it's so stupid. But I do think the number 4 spot is perfect for these pickaxes. Anytime there's any kitchen utensil, whatever it may be, as a pickaxe, it's usually going to be an average pickaxe. This one might be a little bit above average because it's a dual axe, but still, it's a kitchen utensil. It's not that great. At my number 3 spot, I had to give it to the Chained Cleaver. This one looks amazing. I love it all around. I don't think there's a single thing wrong with it. I truly don't. I love the design on this one. I love the shape of the axe. I love the color scheme. The gold, gray, and purple look amazing together. It's a very simple pickaxe, but it's also very unique, and I love the color scheme. Great pickaxe. At my number 2 spot, I had to give it to the Av Axe. And I feel like Epic Games went back and looked at horrible items like the Stop Axe or the Visitor and recreated them. And I feel like that's what this is. It looks so much better than the Stop Axe, but it has a very similar idea to it. But at my number 1 spot, I had to give it to the Nighty Night. I think this one is just the most unique, the most colorful, but also has the best color scheme. I love how colorful this one is. I love the shape of it, and I think all the colors match up nicely. It is very vibrant, so maybe it won't look as good in game, and it's probably going to be a very flat pickaxe, which I don't know if I necessarily like, but I do have high expectations for this one. Moving on to the back blings, at my number 9 spot, I had to give it to the Wedge. And this really makes me question what Epic Games thinks of us. They make items that they think we'll like, so we buy them. But this one is a tire, well, half of a tire made into a backpack with a horrible color scheme. Here you go, guys. Enjoy. At my number 8 spot, I had to give it to Cheesy. The main problem I see with this one, it's just not going to fit in with too many skins. I don't think it's necessarily going to be horrible. I honestly think it could be very good. We'll have to wait and see. But right now, my expectations are very low for this one. At my number 7 spot, I had to give it to the Pry Pack. This one really reminds me of the skateboard backpack. It's basically a skateboard with a backpack. That's it. This one is just not special. Stop putting random items on a backpack, or in this case, a piece of trash, and giving it to us and having us buy it. That is disgraceful. Stop. I have to buy all these items. Stop making me buy bad ones. At my number 6 spot, I had to give it to the Spike Shell. This one, it's just going to be decent. It's probably going to work with a bunch of skins. I don't know if I'm going to use it all that often. I don't really like the spikes on it, and that's the main theme of this back bling. I think it's okay. At my number 5 spot, I had to give it to the Star Surge. And this one, it's basically like the Visitor back bling upgraded a little bit. I don't like the Visitor back bling. I really don't. And I don't think they did a great job with this back bling. I really don't like this design. It's a cape with a random object on the back of it. That does not appeal to me. It doesn't. I don't like it. At my number 4 spot, I had to give it to Moose, and I think this one's gonna be dope. I like the color scheme. I like mooses. Wait, what's the plural? Moose eyes. I like moose eyes, and this color scheme's pretty cool. At my number 3 spot, I had to give it to Starlit. I think this is gonna go great with a bunch of very vibrant or colorful skins. I can't wait to see this one. It's probably one I'll use every once in a while because I love different back blings with face designs on them. At my number 2 spot, I had to give it to the Turbo Coil. I know, guys, shocker, shocker. This one, it's epic. None of the rest I've talked about have been epic so far, so this one should be the best, but it just is. This one is super unique. I hope that it's interactive in game somewhat. I hope every time you get a kill, electricity strikes through this back bling or through your whole body. But overall, this one is definitely dope. At my number 1 spot, I had to give it to Dreamer. And you know what, guys? I'm a sucker for the color purple, and this one has purple and yellow, and I think it looks absolutely amazing. I think it's a unique back bling. It's probably going to look great on all these skin characters' backs. We'll have to wait and see, though. There is only one glider, so I'm going to have to give it the number 1 spot, guys. I know it barely made it in there, but it's called the Night Flight. I don't know why there weren't more gliders leaked, but for some reason there wasn't. This one, it's definitely unique, and I like the color scheme to it. So I gotta say, I'm excited. And then we have 4 wraps. We have Dreamy, Prismatic Edge, Faded Cool, and Zesty. Prismatic Edge stands out to me as one that's probably going to be pretty unique. I hope it's sort of like a galaxy theme. We'll have to see. Dreamy is another one that I think could actually look very good. The other two, I think they're just going to be pretty plain and boring. We'll have to wait and see, though. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed. So for the skins, there were 13 of them. I'm very excited for over half of them, so I would say that's great. The pickaxes are all dope except for maybe 1 or 2. The back blings, that's where, you know, you start to wibble wobble a little bit. It's a little bit iffy. I don't know exactly if they're going to be any good. There's a few really good ones. We'll have to wait and see if the rest, you know, pan out and are actually decent. The wraps, half of them were pretty cool. The other half were boring. So that's it, guys. Tell me what you think about all the new leaked items. I am excited. I do think that most of these won't come out in 2 weeks. That would be absolutely crazy. We'll have to wait and see though. I don't know how they would release all these. Like, it doesn't even seem like most of these skins are going to come out together. It really doesn't. So I don't know when they're going to release these skins. Are they going to release like 5 new ones at one time? We'll have to wait and see. Thank you guys. Bye guys.